Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live stream. Today we are doing something very different, very exciting. Going to be attempting to do some World's Hardest Game 3 modding on stream and hope that it doesn't go terribly wrong. This is the World's Hardest Game 3 reverse mod, which is a mod that I worked on a couple of months ago, but it still needs a lot more work before it's finished, so I am resuming work here. So let's get straight into this. What you just saw is basically what I've got so far, is that you start on the submit screen, you come in here, and the cutscene plays. This opens up for you to go through, but the golden door is still there, so you can't actually get through because the golden door is still there. But I have a invincibility and speed hack that allows me to go through, and then once I finish level 5, obviously I'm just hacking my way through, but once I finish level 5, come through here, get the level 5 tip, and then I'm into the end of level 4. Again, the golden door is there, but if it wasn't there, I'll go through. So you can see there's some things that are in place, but there's also some things that aren't in place. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Welcome Victor and Frames to the stream. Glad to have you here. So, alright, so I'm going to close this, and hopefully this all works fine. I should have it set up so that now you can see JPEXS. That's a bit of a mouthful. This is what I'm going to be using to mod the game. So what I want to work on at the moment is being able to make some of the keys disappear if I want them to disappear. The reason for that is, well, not just disappear, but also change which doors they open. So I've got these arrays here for disabled keys and disabled doors. This is what I was working on last time, and it didn't work. I ran into some sort of game-breaking issues. So what I want to do is I want to have some way of being able to tell the game which keys open which doors. And the place that happens is in this function here, I think in get keys. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. I don't understand most of it, but basically this function runs when you touch a key. Let me see, where does that happen? This is it right here. If the key is hit by the player, that's what that is. And this is just saying if the key hasn't already been collected. So if you touch the key you haven't already collected, then blah 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 blah. That doesn't really matter. What I'm looking for is when it opens the door. That's where it opens the door. And the door it opens, it uses this local1 variable, which is basically just the same as the same ID as the key. But what I want it to do is I want it to open the door with a different ID depending on what I assign to it. So what I might do is actually change the approach I was using. So I might get rid of this. And what I'm going to say is I call this door map. And what I'm going to put here is, let's just start with putting them all in order. And my idea here is that I'm going to list the doors, and I don't actually remember how many there are, but that should be enough. I'm going to list the doors, and let's... now if I open up the game again, I had some code that was helping me work out the IDs of the keys and doors, so let me remind myself of that. So as you can see when I open the game, there's some different text in the top. So at the top left it says the number 6, and that's just the current level we're in. We're in level 6 because the submission screen is called level 6. But at the top right, it's got the last key that I touched and the last door that I touched. So if I go through into the game, and I can press space to skip the cutscene. Okay, so if I touch this door, oh, actually, I think that door's special because it's part of the cutscene. Let me find a normal door. Here's a normal door. If I touch this door, you can see this is door 16. This one is door 17. Okay, so door 16, door 17. This is door 15. It's door 10, door 11, door 12, etc., etc. That's door 13. So I can see all of these doors. And then if I touch a key, so that's key 14, which corresponds to door 14. And this is door 13, which means this is going to be key 13 over here. Yep, and then this is door, wow, that's door 23. Okay, so 18 is not going to be enough. Stream is freezing. Okay, let me, yeah, I didn't notice that. Let me lower the, well, first of all, I won't be able to change the settings while I'm streaming, will I? Yeah. Okay, I might need to restart the stream, but let me just have a look. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, would probably also help if I reduce the graphics quality. Let me just check out my settings for a minute. Okay, I'm not quite sure what the problem is. It says the encoding's overloaded, but it's only using 1% CPU. So that's a bit confusing. Okay, I'll try restarting the stream with a lower resolution. Okay, we should be back. Let me know if that is better or worse or the same. But I'm just going to keep pushing on while I wait for that. So, okay, so the first thing I want to know is what's the biggest number. So we saw 23, and let me just kill myself so that all those doors come back. So. Actually, we can trigger the doors without actually, even if the door's open. Okay, so that's 23. That's 20. That's 18. This one's 21. Frame says we're back. Okay, is the slide showing? Is that stopped? Is the frames good, or is it still bad? Okay, 9. 23 looks like the highest. That's 22. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. So, okay, so let me do a little experiment. What can I do? This key here. The frames is good. The FRAI. I can't spell. The frames is good. Yep. Okay, that's 8 does that. Okay, so what happens if I try switching? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try switching 8 and 9. So I'm going to go to where I have the list. I'm going to make it go up to 23. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then I'm going to try switching 8 and 9. So the idea is that when you open a door, it's going to look for the number in this list, and so when you plug in 8, it's going to turn out 9, and when you plug in 9, it's going to turn out 8, but the rest of them, it's just going to return the normal value. So then what I'm going to do is going to go to get key, and when it opens that door, instead of doing this, I'm going to say this.door map of that value, local 1. And the same thing over here. Now this is definitely not going to... okay, I need to put it in here as well. This is definitely not going to... this is definitely going to have bugs and problems, but let's just try it and see what happens. So if I save that, and so we'll go to submit score to start the game. Press space. Turn these off again, just in case that's causing any issues. Okay, so with a bit of luck, we have switched 8 and 9. Let's see if that actually works. Oh, it did work. Nice. Okay, but now it's broken. Okay. So... okay, so what's happening is it's collecting the key, but then when it reloads, it hasn't registered that the key has actually been collected, so it collects it again for some reason. That's interesting. Okay, if I move out of the way, you can see the key is back there. The door is open though. The door is open. Okay, interesting. And if I die, does the door close? Probably not. Well, actually, you're not going to see it close, are you? But has it closed now? Yeah, it's closed. Okay. Alright, that's progress. I'm actually surprised that worked as well as it did. So, we need to think about what happened there. It didn't collect the key properly. So... maybe it was to do with the fact that maybe I've actually done this wrong. Yeah, I think I've actually done this wrong, because what I should do is I should put in local 1 into here, and then I should go to the start door open cut function in order to do that. So yeah, okay, so door open cut key. Yeah, so door open cut, I need to go to the part, here it is, yep, so then I need to go door map, like that, and okay, I think that's good. Let's try that. Yeah, we're gonna have to handle closing and dying and all sorts of other things, but you know, baby steps. Okay. Alright, so hopefully now if we get the key, it opens. And we keep the key. Excellent. Excellent. Good, good, good. Okay, okay, but the wrong door's open now. Yeah, now I know why that is. So, the thing is, when we enter this room, it checks the doors to see which of the doors have been opened, and we haven't changed that part of the code yet. So therefore, it says, well, we've collected key 8, so therefore it should open door 8, but it's not checking our special map. So that's the next thing we need to do. Okay, good. So we need to go to init keys and look at the part where it opens the doors. That's all. That's golden doors. If you see GD, that stands for golden door. Okay. Now I think this is the part where I got stuck last time, because there's a very complex and rather messy... Oh, and it keeps on going over here. There's a very complex and messy bunch of code here that Stevie has put in here, and it's quite it's quite a bunch of weeds to work your way through. Let me see. So what I'm looking for is when does it set the... I think this is what we're looking for. Yeah. Now don't... Oh no, go to and play closed. I thought it would have go to and stop closed. Close. Because go to and stop close means that it's actually open, even though it says close. Oh, or is it go to and stop 0? No, because 0 is closed. Okay, let's work our way through this. So this one here says if the key is in this room and it's being collected, if the key is displaying, set the alpha of the key to 0 and set the wall to open. Okay, so I think I do need to do it here. So this is going to be this dot door map. Oops, I need to edit the script first. This dot door map. That does not have a capital T. Okay, let's try that. See if that works. Okay. So, also the other thing which I haven't tested yet is if I get this key, it should do the same thing but the other way around. Yeah, so it opens that door. Now hopefully when I go in here it loads... No, it's still getting that wrong. Okay. So it should be showing this door open and it should be showing this door closed. But it's got them the wrong way around. So that means that whatever we changed in the code did not fix the problem. So let's have another look. Oh, of course, because this only works when the key for that door is in the room that you're in, but in our scenario that's not the case. So this is still correct, but it's not going to fix our problem. And I think perhaps our problem might be over here. In fact, really, I can replace all of these because whatever they're doing, I want them to do it with the other door, not the direct door with the same ID. So really, I should just go through and replace all of these, like this one here. Even if I don't know exactly what it's doing, in theory that should, and here as well, and here, and here, and probably here as well. Oh, that's a gold door. Maybe I won't touch. Well, now hang on a minute, but it's still dealing with what exactly is going on here. Well, I'll change it anyway and see what happens. Okay, let's try that. I think I've got all of them. Sniper Channel is here. Welcome, welcome. We are working on the World's Game 3 reverse mod. So far, things are going pretty well. We're just working on getting keys to work with different doors than what the game normally does. So if I go and get this key, it should open that door, which is correct. Now the question is, what happens when I go into that room? Aha! Oh! Okay. No, not quite what it was intended. Sergio Giordmania is here. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I have no idea how to say your name, but glad you can make it. Right, so both of the doors opened, even though only one of the keys was collected. Okay, interesting. So what happens if I kill myself, go back to this checkpoint? Let me get this checkpoint so I'm a bit closer to the action. And okay, what happens if I get that key and I come in here? Sergio says, "How are you?" I am very well, thanks. Yep, I am Wasn't able to stream for a while, but things are in place now, and I'm hoping to stream quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so these doors are open. Now they're closed. Okay, so they're closed, they're closed, they're closed, they're still closed. If I touch a key, one of them opens, and then now they're both open. And if I die, they stay open, but if I reload it, then they close. Okay. Okay, interesting. Alright. So why do they both open? That's my main question. Once I get one of the keys, it opens both of them, and that's a bit confusing to me. Maybe we missed something here. Okay, so is there any walls things that we missed? Let me do a quick search. Walls D+. Okay, and let's just see. Let's just go back all the way up to the top and just see where these are. Okay. Oh, okay, that's just a function I wrote to check if you're touching a door. Now, what's this? This might be relevant. Player at checkpoint. Sergio says, will you ever make World's Best Game 5? No. If there's anything I make, it will be a update to my level editor. And maybe I will make a kind of a game in it, maybe. But I would never call it the World's Best Game 5. Because that kind of implies it's part of the official series. Okay, so this is in, okay, so this function, player at check, this is run whenever the player gets sent to a checkpoint, which can be if the player dies, or if you're loading a save file, or if you're starting the beginning of a level, those kinds of things. Whenever the player gets set to a checkpoint, this function runs. And then down here it says, if the level is less than 6, so basically just any level except the submit screen, then it iterates through all of the keys in the level, and if the key is in this room, and the key is touching, okay, so I know what this is about the key touching the checkpoint. This is not relevant to what we're doing here, although we should probably change it anyway. Yeah, actually we should change this anyway, because it is relevant. I said it wasn't relevant. It's not relevant to the bug that we've just had, but it will be relevant in some places in the game. So let me make sure to change these. And okay. Alright. Okay, so let me keep looking then. Okay, where is this? Game pause. Okay, so that's run when the game gets paused. Okay. Sergio says, have you made any games other than the World's Best Game? Well, I didn't make the World's Best Game, but I have done lots of modding of it and some level editor stuff. I mean, not really. I haven't really made any games at all. I've made some small projects, but no, not really. Okay, this needs to change. This needs to change as well. So basically, I'm just going to change all of these and hope that works. Just go through every single line. It's a bit of a nuisance, but okay. what I should do is just copy and paste the beginning part, and then just put a closing bracket at the end. That way it will, and it looks like it's over here as well. That way I can paste it in more quickly. Okay, and here as well. Yeah, this may take a little while and it may not work, so we'll see. Oh wow, this is all over the place, yeah. One of the things I will say, and don't get me wrong, I really appreciate Stevie's work in the World's Best Game series, but the code is not pretty. The code is a big mess a lot of the time, which can be a pain for modding. Yeah, that's right. Code Bullet created the World's Best Game 1, and also it's the official version of the World's Best Game 1 that he uses in that video, definitely. Okay. How did I get my ideas? Well, this idea in particular is inspired by Pazula's reverse mod for the World's Best Game 1, which in the World's Best Game 1 it's dead easy to make a reverse mod. You just run the levels in reverse order. It's a lot more complicated than World's Best Game 3 because there's doors and coins and the multiple areas in each level, and the way that all of that stuff interacts, very complicated. But that's basically what the inspiration was, and also I've had a lot of help from Victor, who planned out some maps for remapping the keys. So once we get the key remapping working, then I'll implement that and you know, sort out how that's going to work. Okay, so that's already done. That one. That's already done. That's done. That's done. Oh, that one wasn't done. Okay. But I don't know exactly what it is, but the World's Hardest Game in general is just very inspiring to me. Like, I always find myself thinking of the World's Hardest Game ideas, whether it's a level editor or a mod or speedrun ideas or something. It's funny because it's such a simple game, really, but it just I don't know, I just always find it interesting. Okay, we're getting into a bit of a flow now. Hopefully this actually works. I hope I haven't made any mistakes here. But I think we're on the right track. My logic here is that every time the game calls for a door, I want it to be calling for the remapped door. That's why I'm putting this everywhere, because anywhere that the game calls for a door, I want it to be going through my filter first, basically. Okay, that's all of them. Oh, alright, let's see if this actually works or if it just crashes miserably. Sergio says I'm playing World's Best Game 3 right now. Nice, nice. Well, what level are you on? Okay. Alright, so first of all, let's just go in here and check both the doors are there as usual. Yep, they are. Okay, if I get this key, it opens that door. Okay. If I go in here, aha! Look, the correct door is open. Very good. Go back and forth, that's all good. I can die, and what I want to do next is test this a bit more rigorously. So if I get this checkpoint, and then Jacob Meisner is here. Welcome, welcome. This is the current progress on my reverse mod for the World's Best Game 3. And what I'm doing at the moment is trying to remap keys so that they open different doors than what they're supposed to do. So that's what we're working on at the moment, and it seems to be working, which is very exciting. So if I get this key, it opens this door. and then if I go over here and die, we should see it close in front of our eyes. Ah, it doesn't. Okay, that's something we'll need to look at. So the key is back, and if I go back here, the door's back, but we didn't actually see it close. So that's a small bug there. I'm guessing the same thing with the other one. So if I get this, it opens that, and then if I come through here and die, neither of them close, but if I reload the room, they're reloaded. Yep. Okay, so let's see how we can fix that. So, okay, let me think about this. We need to look at what happens when the player dies, because that's what's happening. The player's dying, and the doors are not closing. So, yeah, so the player dying happens in two phases. One is when you actually hit an enemy and then you start fading, and then the second one is when you actually respawn to your checkpoint. So I'll tell you what, if we look for player at check, in fact, player at check might be the function we need. Snubbyland is the name of the creator, also known as Stephen Kratoff. That's his brand, I believe. Okay, so so which part of so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a door that that goes to and plays the closing animation. Okay, so that's a golden door. Okay, so this one here, I've got the door map in. Now, when does this happen? Is this in a init keys? That's in a init key, so that's not what we want. End final cutscene? No. Wait, is that it? It's only in 3 places. Only 3 places. Maybe, does a init keys run when you do player at check? Does that run a init keys? That's the only thing I can think that would make sense of this. It probably does. It runs reset keys. Okay. Reset keys. Yes, init keys. Okay, so then it runs init keys. See, this is what I mean by the code being a whole mess. Like, every function is just within another function, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but that's okay. So then it must get to here. Now, how does it get to here? If the key... Now, see, this only runs... Now, why does this only run if the key is in this room? What? Because our situation is the key is not in the room, but the door is in the room. And what this code is saying here is it's basically saying, I'm only going to run this if the key is in the current room that you're in. And then it's gonna close it, but... okay. So how does this work normally? Because it must be possible to die in a situation where this would happen. I think so. Maybe it's not. Maybe it never happens in the vanilla game. Let me try and think. Like, so the situation is you get a checkpoint, you go to a different room, you get a key, then that opens a door in the same room as the checkpoint you've got, then you go back into that room and then you die. Is that actually possible in the normal game? I'm just trying to think. Maybe it's not. Let me open up and have a look through. Yeah, I'll speed hack my way through and just think about this. Okay, so it doesn't apply in the rainbow paint because there's no keys here. It doesn't work for these because the keys are in the same room. It doesn't work for those because the keys are in the same room. I don't think it's going to work here. Actually, you know what? It could work. No, not in the vanilla game. That key is in the same room. That key, that's connected to a checkpoint. What does this key do again? That does that. You would need to get a checkpoint. I'm starting to think that this might not actually be possible in the normal game. I mean, this is just level 5. There's other levels, of course. But I'm actually thinking this might not be possible in the normal game. Tell me in the chat if you can think of... The scenario is quite specific, right? This is the scenario. You need to get a checkpoint, then go to a different room, get a key that opens a door in the same room as the checkpoint you started in, then go back to that room without getting any checkpoints and die, and watch the door close. Does that actually ever happen? I don't know if it does. Let's head into level 4 and see if... I don't think it's going to happen in level 4. Maybe. Let me see. Will you ever do a face reveal? I don't know. It's not something I'm planning on at the moment. I think it would take a lot of thought, because the thing about a face reveal is you can't undo it. So it's not completely off the table, but it would certainly... I would need a good reason to do it. Yeah, it's not gonna happen in level 4. I don't think. There's too many checkpoints. I mean, there's a checkpoint at basically every change of room. So yeah, it's not gonna happen here. Oh, unless it could. Wait, could it happen? No, it can't happen here because you can't do it in that order. Yeah, the more I look, the more I think this just doesn't... Oh, whoops, I accidentally finished level 3. That's okay, level 3 has so many checkpoints you can barely... And level 2, again, it has a lot of... Now, actually, this could be a possibility. Oh, yes, wait, no, because of this checkpoint here. See, if this checkpoint wasn't here, you could do it, but you can't. And again, if this checkpoint wasn't here, you could do it with this key, but you can't. And level 1, it's not possible. It's actually just not possible. So Stevie just didn't even code in that possibility. This is what I'm talking about when I say the code is dodgy. This is not the first time I've encountered something like this. You know, like when you, for example, like the coin glitch that I had in my fewer checkpoints difficulty 3. Now, you can actually do that one in the vanilla game in level 4, but once you start modding it, you can do it in so many other different places. Well, that's very interesting. So what that means basically is we need to write our own, we need to add our own addition to the code to handle that scenario, because it doesn't have code in it already to handle that scenario. So that could be a challenge. Now, what I'm wondering is, how relevant is it that the key is actually in the room? Well, this part here is handling the animation of the key, right? Basically, if the key is at the start of its animation, then randomize the animation, because it has a flashing animation and it's randomized. So that can only happen if the key is in the room, because if it's not in the room, it doesn't have an animation. So that's relevant. Now this part here says if the door is in this room, then what's going to happen? If the key's alpha is less than 1 and the door is not... Now, I'm not exactly certain what this means. Door open frame. I think this means it's in the open state. The door is in the open state. Right, which is what we want, right? Because we're going to close the door. So if the door is in the open state, yeah, if the door's in the open state and This is another bad coding practice, by the way. The fact that Stevie is determining logic based on the alpha of a sprite. You shouldn't do that, because then if the alpha is changed for some other reason, you could get a misleading result. So that makes it very messy, because if I wanted to make a key invisible for some reason, then it could trigger this unexpectedly, which is very annoying. But that's the way it is. So alpha being less than 1 basically just means the key has been collected. So if the key's been collected and the door is open, but the key is now no longer counting as being collected, which basically means the player's died, then it's going to close it. It's going to... Now the get wall tiles function, that just means it updates the hitbox of the wall. So it updates the hitbox, and then it updates the visuals by actually visually closing it. And then what does it do here? It cycles through the checkpoints, and if the player is hitting... Now what does this mean? If the player is hitting a checkpoint and the key's alpha is not 0. Oh, that means the player's respawning. If they're hitting a checkpoint... Oh, no, it says if they're not hitting a checkpoint. Okay. Okay, I think I know... I think I know what I'm going to do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that out. And I'm just going to add it. I'm just going to add it here, because it's only needed. It's only needed for this bit. I don't think it's needed for this bit. So this is experimental, but we'll try this and see how it goes. Okay, back to the submit screen. Skip the cutscene. Okay, so here's my plan. So I go in here, I get the checkpoint, and I come over here and I get this key. It opens that door. I come over here, the door is still open, and then I die. Oops, I turn off invincibility. Wait, what? Oh, hang on. It's not letting me turn... It's not letting me die. So it's letting me turn off the speed hack. You can see the speed hack is going off, but it's not letting me die. Interesting. What happens if I pause? Okay. Am I... Okay, I've got... So what this probably means is that it's trying to kill me, but it's running into some problem, which is almost certainly something to do with the code that we just changed. Well, of course it's something to do with the code we just changed, because this wasn't happening before. But the question is, what exactly is going wrong? Because... Okay, so if I go back over here, can I die if I'm in this room? No, I can't die in this room, which makes me think I can't die anywhere. Oh, okay, now the game's just crashed. I can't move at all. I can pause, but I can't move. Oh, I can move if I activate invincibility. Interesting. Okay, so there's definitely something going wrong. Definitely, but I don't know quite what it is. So, is there any way... Okay, what happens if I go past here and then try and die? No, it's not gonna... So it's not gonna let me die anyway. I think that's pretty clear. It's not gonna let me die for some reason. What happens if I get this checkpoint? Still can't die. Jacob says, Danica circa 2019, the world's first game 3, best game ever. And Danica, after looking at the spaghetti code, I stand corrected. Well, remarkably, the game actually holds together. It holds together barring some small issues, but the thing is, most of the spaghetti code actually works. Most of it actually works. Like, even though there's like functions where, like, there's some functions where Stevie calls stuff twice by accident, and other places where he calls like absolutely redundant functions that aren't necessary because of the way he's structured things. Just a whole bunch of stuff and just the whole way everything's set up, it's just a huge mess, but it works 99% of the time. There are a few, you know, bugs and things, but it's nowhere near as bad as was this game 4, for example. So, okay, so I'm still a bit stuck on this problem. Let's have another look at the code. So the problem was the player wasn't dying at all, right? That's a pretty fundamental problem. Frame says, just like old Pokemon games, it's held together by threads and prayers. Yeah, well, I can by reading the code, I can get the sense that Stevie was definitely patching up some things at the last minute. Like, there's some pieces of code where you can tell that he added it just to fix like one problem near the end, and you know, I mean, I do that with my own code sometimes, but when you've got a bug, you need to try and fix the root problem, not just do a patch solution. Okay, so the thing that's really confusing me is all I did was I changed something about the keys, and now it's not letting me die, and those seem like unrelated things, but obviously they're not. So where's the bit that we changed? Here it is. Oh, actually, I just had a thought about what the problem might be. Yeah, so let me try this. If I put this in a new if statement, okay, I just put a slash there by accident. Okay, that's actually fine as it is. Cyan Studios here. What are we doing? We are modding the World's Best Game 3. I'm working on the reverse mod, and it's going pretty well so far. We're working on remapping keys so they open different doors than what they're usually supposed to. So the idea here is that if it calls this before it calls this, it, you know, could break. So that's my guess. So let's see if that fixes things. Because if the key is not in the room, then asking the key what frame of animation it's in is going to break the function, because the key doesn't exist, so therefore it has no frame of animation. It's going to be calling an undefined object. That's going to be bad news. So, okay, so we need to get the checkpoint first. Then come and get the key. Okay, then can I die? No, I still can't die. Ah, that's a shame. Science says, imagine if we were able to accidentally make custom levels. I don't quite know what you mean. Okay, so... Okay, Okay, so sometimes when you're programming something and things go wrong, sometimes it's best just to take things back to the way they were. So I think if I put this in, I think it will fix all of our problems. But if it still doesn't, then I'll take out the other part as well. Yeah, that's right. This is video proof. I've just been caught using noclip. Okay. this noclip, by the way, is pretty much the same as my practice mod, except it's got a speed boost, which is very nice. And I think I'll add a speed boost to my next version of the practice mod. Okay, so we get the checkpoint first, we get the key, then we come back here, and then we should be able to die, hopefully. Yes, we can die. Okay, so now the question is, why couldn't we die before? And the answer has to be, it has to be that somehow this function was crashing, right? That was preventing the death from going through. Somehow this function was crashing, and what exactly? The part of it that was crashing would have to be the part that we were changing, which is this part here. This is the part that we've been changing. So what's wrong? Oh, this is it. This is it right here. Of course, right? Because it's looking at the alpha of the key. If the key's not in the room, then that's gonna break it because yeah, because it doesn't exist. Okay. So now the question is, do we even need to check this? Because if we do need to check it, that's a problem, because we can't check the alpha of a key that's not in the room. But we might be able to get away with not checking it. So let's see what happens if we just take that out, and take this out, and see what happens then. Because the alpha of the key shouldn't really be relevant, because the things that are relevant is that the door is open, but we know the key has been lost. So the door is open, but the key is lost. It doesn't matter what the alpha of the key is, you need to close the door no matter what. So I think we should be alright with this. Let's see though. Okay. Oh, okay, that's... okay. Okay. So we've got a problem, which is that... okay, yeah, I see the problem. So what's going on is every time we enter a room, instead of going straight to the closed state, the doors are all closing. And the reason they're doing that is because of the code that I just changed. Because they're... yeah, okay. So I see now why we need the alpha of the key, because the alpha of the key indicates that it's just been lost, right? Just been lost, as opposed to a door that you haven't even opened the door. So how are we going to fix that? And this is what I was saying before about the problem with tying functionality to the alpha of some sprite. It's just not a good idea, because you run into problems like this. Sign says, what's the Zom speech bubble? I have no idea, actually. I can't even remember. Does that normally play when you go to the submit screen? I didn't put it in there. That's just what the game played. Oops, I just went out of bounds. That's it. That's game over. Okay. Alright. So the problem is deeper than I thought. We need to... yeah. So here's an idea. What if I put the door closing in here? Because what this function basically does is it goes through all the keys, and if the keys are temporary, then it will set the key to not be collected, and also set the temporary to not be collected. What if we closed it there? So let me go back to here and put this back the way it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out of there. Victor says, this is the first time I've seen the big doors in the rainbow paint close. Yeah, sometimes you see very novel things when you're modding. So, okay, over here. Where is it? I think it's here. Where do we need to check for the alpha? No, I think it was here. It's this dot map keys. No, it's not this dot map keys. It's this dot keys MC. MC stands for movie clip, by the way. That basically just means sprite. Megalord is here. Welcome to the stream. Yes, we're doing a... now, we need the alpha to be less than 1. Doing a modding stream. Then I think this was an and. Yep, we're working on the reverse mod, which I started a couple of months ago, but it needs some more work. So I think that's the way it was before. Okay, let me save that and just check that that all works as intended. Okay, so we go in here, both the doors are closed. We go over here, we grab this key, it opens that door. We go back here, we should be able to die. We can die, yes. The door doesn't close yet, but if I switch rooms, the door closes. Okay, that's exactly what I expected. But of course it's not working properly because we need the door to close. So, okay, so my idea is if we go to reset keys, we can close the door here. So this dot walls, door, and the door we want is this dot door map, and we want it to be local 1 because it's the same as that, and we want to do go to and play close. Victor says, pretty sure this is the bug from fewer checkpoints mod. Oh, yes, when I did, yes, when I got the, you're right, when I got the key for the green paint in level 1, in 1b3, and then I killed myself and the door didn't close, this is that bug, yes, that's what it is, yep, you're absolutely right. Actually, now that you mention it, I think I fixed that. Have I already fixed this issue? I might be wasting my time here. I might check that in a minute, but let me try this first. It seems a bit optimistic, but it might work. So, let me give this a go. I think you're right though, and I think I might have fixed it. I know I fixed the coin glitch, the 4B2 coin glitch. I fixed that, and I fixed some other things. But not on this particular mod, so that could be, yeah, I'll think about that, but let me test this out first. So, okay, so go get the checkpoint, go get the key, then we go in here and we hope that we can die, and the door closes. Look at that, excellent. Oh, but it's not, oh hang on, it's not physical. Okay, so there's a small missing piece in the puzzle. Yeah, that makes sense, because I should have run the, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Cyan says, what's the 06 thing? So the numbers at the top left is the level that we're in, level 5, that's pretty self-explanatory. The top right, the first number is the last key that we touched, and the second number is the last door that we touched. So this door here is door 9. If I go over here and touch this door, this is door 8. And this key in the middle, let's see, that's key 7, you know, etc. Right? So it tells me what doors and keys I'm touching. So this is key 8, I believe. So key 8, but we've set it to open door 9. So key 8 opens door 9. That's the idea. Okay, that's an easy fix though. Don't be deterred, because all I need to do is say this.get wall tiles. That is the function that will update the hitbox. Megalord says, this is why this game has so much modding potential over World's First Game 4. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I mean, World's First Game 4 would have a huge amount of modding potential if it didn't crash every time you tried to mod it. That's really the only thing in the way, which is a real shame. But at least Waltz's Game 3 is pretty easy to mod, so that's nice. Okay. So what we're testing for is we're testing that the door is actually physical, because last time it closed visually, but it wasn't physically there. So what we want to check is that it's actually physical this time. So it closes. Oh no, it's not physical. Why not? Yeah, because the game doesn't crash. So why did that not work? Get wall tiles. I had the right name, right? Get wall tiles. Is that what I used? Reset keys. Let me just check what happens in get wall tiles when it resets the doors. Yeah, so it applies the door map. Oh, it even triggers. See, this is poor code again, because this function is supposed to, in my opinion, it's supposed to just change the hitboxes, but here it's actually changing an animation. So that's conflating two different things, which means you could be triggering this when you actually all you want to do is the hitboxes, but it's actually going to do this as well. Okay, but what I'm looking for is. Is this it? Is this actually how it does the hitboxes? By teleporting the object to a different location? Yeah, the game is definitely held together by threads. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and find how does the game normally handle this, because I know that sometimes Stevie passes in a wall as, yeah, see, look at this, it passes in that. So let me try this instead. When you pass it in as an argument into the function, it addresses that wall in particular in some special way. I don't quite understand how it works, but yeah, I think this might have a better chance of working, but maybe not. We'll see. Time for a water break. Okay, let's see what goes on here. So the usual thing, we're gonna go over and get the checkpoint and go get the key, come back over here, the door closes and it's physical. Yes, we got it. Okay, so passing the door into the argument was what was needed. Okay, wow, that's exciting. So is that it for well, okay, there is something else I need to do, which is the ability to disable keys and doors, because some of the keys and doors I'm going to remap to each other, but some of them I'm just going to disable completely. But perhaps before I do that, perhaps I should do some more testing of this feature. So let me go over here and change the mapping. So let's see, we've got from 0 to 23. So let me just put in. Actually, you know what? I can probably get a website to arrange. Hang on, let me just. Probably get a website to make a random arrangement. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm just bear with me for a moment. Oh. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, so this is just based off a random arrangement that I got off the internet. So 13, 4, 22, 20, 9, 18, 19, 10. And then I'm just going to test all of these and make sure they all work properly, and try and see if there's any more bugs that we missed. Okay, that should be all of them. Alright. Rayhan AS is here. Welcome to the stream. This is the exciting part. We are basically testing a complete random jumble of coins, keys and doors in level 5. Megalord says, I feel like where it says make sure pop-ups are not blocked, maybe it should be replaced with unfinished game. Do you mean like as a reverse idea? Okay, so pretty much we just pick up a key and see what happens. So let's see, let's try this key. Oh, whoops. I did the one thing I wasn't supposed to do. If I go return to main menu, it should take me here. Yeah. Oh, I can't move though. Okay, I'll just restart it. I broke it. Oh, hang on. I didn't even save the code, so it wasn't going to work anyway. Okay. Frame says just get the key after you beat the level. That sounds like a recipe for a bug. I should probably try that. Yeah. Yeah, if it has a cutscene, yep. You read my mind. Or I read yours, one way or another. Yeah, that's a good point. I should definitely test that. Yeah, there probably will be weird things. Anyway, let's make sure we don't touch that. Okay, so what does this do? Ooh, it doesn't do anything. That's not good. So that was key 1. So let me check the code. Key 1, what was that supposed to open? Key 1 was supposed to open door 4. Okay. So where's door 4? That's door 0, door 1, door 2, door 6, door 7, door 3. Okay, door 4 is probably going to be, it's this one here. Okay, so it was supposed to open that, but it didn't. Okay, let's, uh-oh. Oh, we're in trouble now. Oh, we're in trouble now. Hang on, what? So, oh, here I am. Oh, I think I was stuck inside a wall or something. Yeah, okay, that was very hoopy. Okay, so obviously things are not working perfectly. Let's try this key and see what does that do. It doesn't do anything. Why is this suddenly... It seemed to be working before. What's gone wrong? That key doesn't do anything. That key doesn't do anything. None of these keys are doing anything. Why not? Oh, that key does something. Okay, and the thing that it did was it broke the game. Oh, look at this. It's still going to run. Megalord says, code, error, fix, repeat. Yeah, pretty much. The problem is, I'm going to have to take a step back because... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this... I'm going to call this random. And then I'm going to put back the one we had before. Like I said before, when things go wrong, a good technique is to just take a step back, put things back to the way they were, and then just take it step by step so that you can see where the problem is. So let me switch 8 and 9 again, and then what I might do is I might try switching other things. But first let's just start with 8 and 9 being switched. Frame says, I've broken the game exactly like this without mods. Was this game 3 or was this game 4? I don't think it's in the Was This Game 3, really. I don't think I'm familiar with that bug. Oh, pausing but the enemies keep moving. Oh right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the whole weird like death thing where I was like respawning in the middle of the room. Okay, so if I get this, it should do the normal thing it's supposed to do. Yeah. So that should do the normal thing it's supposed to do because I put them back the way they were. This should do the normal thing, and that should do the normal thing. But these ones should still be opposite. Right? So that one does that one. Yep. Good. And that one does that one. Very good. Whoa, what? Oh. My left hand was resting on the W key without me noticing. Okay, so let's try switching some other ones. So let's try switching some of the ones at the beginning. So let's switch 2 and 1, and 4 and 3. Let's just switch a bunch of them. Let's just try that. So switch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's see if that works. So the cool thing is, now that I've done it this way, I can remap really easily just by changing that sequence of numbers. And I don't have to go into the actual code, which is why I did it that way. That's the cool part. The not so cool part is that it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Okay, so let me just get this straight. So this is door 0 and this is door 1. So I'm expecting key 2 to open door 1. Now key 2 is actually this one. Aha. But it doesn't. It doesn't open that door. It doesn't do anything. Now door 2 is over here. This is door 2. And key 1 is up here. So I'm hoping key 1 will open that, but of course it won't. Now what about key 0? Whoa, that was weird. Okay, so it just opened it instantly. Interesting. Okay. So then 3 and 4 were also switched, and they're not working at all. Now, I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling this is something to do with the fact that when we... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Yeah. Okay, so in order to explain this, let me go to the code to explain what's happening. So there's this thing called map keys, which is basically... actually, I need to go down to frame 1 first. Can't spell. Okay, so now you're about to see some terrible code. If you ever do any coding, don't do this. It's terrible. Okay, so there's this thing called map keys, which is basically a list of every key in the whole game. And it contains 5 pieces of information for each key. Okay, the first 2 things is the room that the key is in. So this key is in A2. The second thing is the room where the door is in, right? So the door is also in A2. So this is the first key in the game, right? This is level 1, A2. There's a key in A2 which opens a door in A2. And this tells you whether the key is being collected or not. So of course the default is false, but once you collect it, it will be true. Then the next key is in C2, and it opens a door in B2. And then there's another key in C2 that also opens a door in B2. Then there's a key in B1 that opens a door in B2, etc, etc. Now, here's the problem. When I did all my remapping of everything, I didn't remap this stuff here. So the game is getting confused about which room the door is in, because it's looking for the room of where the door is supposed to be, not where the door that I want it to look for actually is. And that's a huge nuisance, let me tell you, because I either need to change all of these manually, which I'm definitely not going to do, or I need to change a whole bunch of code, which is what I'm going to do. It's going to be a nuisance, but I think it's the best way to do it because it means I will still be able to do everything the way I did it. So the code I need to change is when it takes map keys. Actually, you know what? Let me go to init keys to look for this. So the kind of code I'm looking for is this here. That's what I'm looking for. What this is doing is it's looking for the map keys in this level. At this particular, this is basically just like the ID number at this particular ID, and it's looking at the second. It's looking at the index 2, which is the column of the door, and then index 3, that's the row of the door. So it's looking at the row. Oh, actually, sorry, this is the column, and that's the row. So it's looking at the column and the row, and then it compares those to the map column and the map row, which is the room that you're currently in. But that's not what I want it to do. I don't want it to look at. I don't want it to look at this thing. I want it to look at the door map. The door map of this. And so I'm gonna have to change all of these to look at the door map of that ID instead of the actual ID. Let me just read some chat. Frame says, key that was never meant to activate a cutscene activates a cutscene. Yep, spot on. And vice versa. Key that was supposed to activate a cutscene that doesn't. Yeah, because it's confused about what room the door is in because it already thinks it's in. It's looking at the old room. Megalord says, usually it plays an animation which is like 1 second. What I'm guessing is when the room key check and the room door check are different, it plays a cutscene. Yeah, something along those lines. They're not the same, just opens the door as normal. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. Okay, so now I need to find everywhere where this is in the code, which could be quite difficult, but let me see. This dot map keys, this dot level. Now the thing is, I need to put local 1 into my search, but it's not necessarily going to be local 1 in every case in the code. But let me look for these first of all. So, okay, so here's a case where I could do it, and I'm looking for 2 and 3. If it's looking at index 2 or 3, that's what I'm interested in. Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be a bit tedious, but I don't really think there's any other way to do it. Well, there's lots of local 1s, but the thing I'm concerned about is if there's something that's not local 1, then I might miss it because I'm only searching for local 1. So that's the thing I'm concerned about, that I might miss something because I'm only searching for local 1. Local 1 is just like a dummy variable that's just used in loops and stuff. But if there's another loop going on the same time, then it might be using local 2 instead or something like that. So so if this doesn't work, then we might need to check more rigorously to see if there's any that I missed. I also need to make sure to get the 3s as well, because I'm only searching for the 2s, because if I don't search for the number 2, it's going to give me all the 0s and the 1s, which I don't want. So that's why I'm searching for the 2s, but I need to make sure to get the 3s as well. They usually come together. By the way, the fact that the same code is appearing so often, like this line of code is appearing all over the place, tells you that it should have its own function, right? There should be a function that takes in an ID of a key and tells you whether it's in the room. And I could write that function, but at this stage I'm a little too invested. Oh, hang on a minute. I didn't do 3 there. Okay, I'm worried I missed. I'll check afterwards for some 3s because I probably missed some others as well. What am I doing? I am, okay, not found. Let me check for 3, because I'm pretty sure there's 3. I'm doing some modding of the World's First Game 3 using JPEXS, making a reverse mod. The idea is that you start in level 5 and you work your way back to level 1. Whew, okay, that was a lot of code. And I probably should have saved it as a new version, but oh well, too late now. Megalord says, isn't this game built on ActionScript 3? Yes, it's built on ActionScript 3, yep. Okay, whew. Alright, now let's see if this works. Oh gosh. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, this is just... There's nothing I can do here, this is just soft lock. That's quite a sight. That's quite a sight. Frame says wonderful. It really is quite aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? Let's just sit on that for a minute. Okay. So my first thought is that maybe I missed, like I was talking before about missing things, maybe I missed some. But with an error that catastrophic, I really don't know. Let's see, okay, so let's see, if I go map keys, let's just see if I look through all the instances of map keys. Oh yeah, look here. This is local 2. So I need to put the same thing in here. So I did miss some. Oh wait, no, hang on. That's 4. No, I don't need to do that. Never mind. No, I only need to do 2 and 3. Ah, this dot door open cut key. Yes, okay. So this dot door map. Okay, so that needs to be done. And then it also needs to be done over here. Okay. Ah, here we are. This is it again. Door open cut key. And then it's going to be over here as well. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Okay, we did that one. We've done that. We did both of them, right? Yep. Okay, here we go. Door open cut key again. Yep. Door open cut key again. Yep. The amount of... If anyone's done programming, you might know that there's a saying in programming called the dry principle. Don't repeat yourself. And the idea of that is that when you want to change something, it doesn't take long to change it because it's just in one place. But Stevie repeats things all over the place, which means when you want to change something, you have to change it everywhere. And it's a real nuisance. Okay, that one's done. Okay, another door open cut key. Another door open cut key. I do hope this fixes our problem because I'm putting a lot of work into this. Okay, that's just... I almost changed that one, but that's just 0, so that doesn't matter. We've done that one, we've done that one. We've done that one, and I think we've done this one as well. Yep. 0, 1, 4. 2, we've done that one. 3, we've done that one. 0, 2 we've done. 1 and 3 we've done. Now, this is a lot of work now, but the advantage is that once I do this, and if it works... Okay, here's another one. If I do this and it works, then it means that I can change the doors to be any configuration I want without having to change anything else. Okay, that's done. That's done. Frame says, you want a cutscene? You really want a cutscene? Right now. Okay, here we go. Megalord says, this game was developed like 8 or 9 years ago, so I guess the coding wasn't going to be super optimized or stable. I don't really see that as an excuse. It's I think and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to cast shade on Stevie or hate on him or anything. It's the thing I've realized is that really he is a great game developer, and he's got good sense of game design and stuff like that. But I think programming is not his strong suit, and that's okay. You know, everyone's good at different things. So yeah. And you know, it wasn't 8 or 9 years ago, it was 7 years ago, but you know, it's quite possible that he has improved his... I mean, I couldn't code anything 7 years ago. He could have improved his skills quite a bit since then. Now, where were we up to? Got to make sure I don't miss anything, because then it could break. Okay, so this needs to be changed. And so does this. Okay, we did that one. We did that one. Done that, done that. So how did I miss that one up the top? I'm not sure. Okay, this needs to be done. And this needs to be done. Okay, that's done. This needs to be done. Done that, we've done that. That's 4. Okay, we must be... I hope we're getting towards the end of it. Okay, that's 0, that's 1. That's 4. We've done that, we've done that. That's 4, that's 4. That's 4, 4, 4. 4. 4. Okay, we've got to do this. And this. And this. Jumpy Ball is here, saying, "Whoa, is this Java?" It's based on Java. Yeah, it's called ActionScript 3. We are modding What's This Game 3, and currently trying to replace a whole bunch of code, which I think we're almost done with. Oh, whoops! I shouldn't have done that. That was ID 4. So. Oh, damn. Okay, let me copy this. There we go. concentrate, because if I put one thing in the wrong place here, the whole thing is not going to work. Okay, this is an example of local 2. There's another local 2 over here. Okay. Okay, that's 0, that's 1. Okay, this is 2. What is this? This is get wall tiles. Interesting. We must be nearly done. We're at line 5,400, and there's about 7,000 lines, so we must be nearly done. Location 4. Okay, we've done that. We've done that. Oh, and by the way, something I didn't mention, this whole map keys thing, it gets pasted into your save data. So your save data actually includes which keys open. It includes the room and the room of the door of every key and door, which, like, that doesn't need to be in your save data. It's just silly. Anyway, that's just a little rant of mine. Yeah, it's utterly silly. Megalord says 10,000 lines, and that is just for Con 7. Well, Con 7 is basically where everything is. I'll show you once I've finished here. Like, the rest of these files are pretty much empty. Yeah, and it's not 10,000, it's only about 7,000 or 8,000, I think. Okay, we've done this, we've done that. Okay, I think we're done. Yep. Oh, yeah, that should be it. Yeah, look, 6,500 lines. So let me save that, and I'll just show you, like, these other things here. They just have like a couple of lines of code. Most of these are just like initiating certain sprites. Like this one here, D1 by 1. That means a 1 by 1 door, and it's just initiating the animation so that you can trigger the animation. And you can see these are all different doors, right? Door 1 by 1, door 1 by 1 close, door 1 by 2, you know, most golden doors, you know, like it's just a whole bunch of stuff. But all of the like logic of the game is in Con 7. So if you're modding, you pretty much only need Con 7 unless you're doing some other stuff. Video Cake, welcome to the stream. How does reverse work? What does it mean? Well, have you ever played the World's First Game 1 reverse mod? Because that's basically what the idea is. You start in level 5 and work your way back to level 1 by doing everything in reverse. That's the idea. And I'm hoping that when I get this key, it doesn't break the whole game. Oh, it's a miracle! It's a miracle! It didn't break the game. That's excellent, fantastic. And if I get this key, oh, that's music to my eyes. It can't be music to my ears, because okay. Except now okay, that's actually not correct, because now the door is closed. Okay, so it's not perfect, and this key has come back as well. So there's still some problems. Oh, it's like a phantom key. I can't collect it. That's interesting. Okay. Still some problems, but a vast improvement. A vast improvement over what it was before. Let's test this one out. This should open up that one there. Yep. Okay, and that is open. And this one here opens that one. So that seems to work fine. So what's wrong with this one here? Interesting. I don't know. Let's go and check up here. So this should open that door. Yeah, I mean this stuff was already working before, because it's simpler because they have their doors in the same room. That's why those ones worked already. The other ones I changed were 5 and 6. Which what one's this? I think this is 7. Yeah, that's 7. So I haven't changed that. One of them must be in here. What is this? This is 6. And that opens that, which must be, yeah, door 5, yep. And then this one opens that. Yep, good. Okay, so it actually all seems to be working except for these ones here, which makes me think, what's special about these particular keys and doors that is stopping them from working. One thing that occurs to me is that this is the room that has the finish checkpoint, and there's some different stuff in the code for that room, so that could be what it is, but I'm not certain. Let me, okay. Let me think about this. Okay, first of all, I should probably save a new version. So this would be version 10. I should have saved earlier. Usually I save quite often because that way if you break something catastrophically you can roll back to the last stable version. Okay. Let me think about this. So, Victor says 8. I presume you're talking about one of the keys or doors. Not quite sure what specifically you meant by that, but okay, so what I might do is just okay, call this door map 2. This is a bit lazy, but it's just temporary. I don't need to do all of that. I just need to do this bit here. So I'm just gonna put it back to normal for a moment. So if I do this, it should behave as normal. But what I want to do is check which keys are where, because the 2 keys that broke were the ones involving A4. So I'm kind of thinking A4 is suspicious, and that there might be something wrong with A4. It could be something else, of course, but I'm going to check out A4. When the game was flashing, 8 was everywhere. Now I do know that the top corner flashes when you trigger a cutscene, right? Like this. Oh, you mean when I saved it? Oh, right. I get what you mean. Yeah. Yes, sorry about that. I kind of hurt your eyes, didn't I? Yeah, that's because it's just running through all the default frames. Anyway, so okay, so what we have here is 2 keys and 2 doors, so that's simple enough. We've got key 0, which opens door 0. I've got key 1, which opens... Oh, hang on, I didn't save. I must not have saved, because that still opened that, which is not what it was supposed to do. Although, it hasn't come back this time. I wonder if the bug is still going to happen. Let's see. Hey, it hasn't happened this time, so what? Interesting, okay, so what was different? Was it my checkpoint? Because I did... Now that's interesting. Isn't that interesting? Because I had this problem before, but I can move, I can kind of move. Oh, I didn't actually really want to do that because that's going to send me to level 4. Oh, I just realized there's a fatal flaw with our key map is... Oh, no. Oh, okay. I can fix that, I just realized for the key map, I just made one key map, but really we want a different key map for every level. So we're going to have some way of... That'll be alright. That'll be alright. If I had the foresight... I could have done it better, but it's now in so many lines of code. I'm not going to change it all, so I'll fix that later. But okay, so what was the problem? So there's a couple of problems. One is the weird. Megalord says, "Here's a question: where will the coin and death counters be?" I'll put that back. The stuff I have at the top is just for while I'm working on the mod and debugging stuff. It will all look once I've done, I'll put it all back to normal, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. So I think I need to open it again and just. Oh, you know what? I don't even think I'm not even sure I opened version 10. I might have accidentally opened version 9 by mistake. Okay, so this is version 10. Oh, because I was talking about whether I saved or not. Yeah, because I opened version 9. Yeah, okay. That all makes sense now. So, okay, so in this version, all the keys should do their ordinary stuff. So if I get this key, it should open that door, yes. If I get this key, it should open that door, yes, okay. Then over here we have 2 keys. We have key 2 and key 3. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me close this. So I'm gonna put. Okay, let me just copy this over to here so I have a clean slate to work with. Hang on, place that. Okay, I'm gonna make key 0. I'm gonna put that to door 1. Then door 1. I'm going to put that to 2. And then I'm going to put 2 to 0. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do, I think. And just test those 3 and see what happens with that. Frame says, I've also had this happen before, but I don't remember how. Did I mention the Discord? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. There's the number of glitches and things that we've talked about in the Discord, I can't remember them all. Okay, so I've switched 0, 1, and 2. So the simplest thing should be 0. Now this should work, so it should open the far left door, I believe. Wait, hang on, wasn't it supposed to... Wait, did I actually... Oh, no. No, I realized what I did. Science says, are you going to move the doors to match some of the rooms? I'm probably not going to move the doors because moving them is a lot harder than remapping them, and you've already seen how hard it was to remap them, so... at this stage, I'm not planning to. Victor has laid out a plan of how to make the game work in reverse without actually moving any of the doors and keys, but just disabling some of them and remapping some of them. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so the problem with what we just did then was I set this to door map 2, but actually what I want to do is get that to be active, because the code isn't using door map 2, so if it's set to door map 2, that's just going to do nothing because that's irrelevant. Science says, how do you get to A4? Have a look in the Discord. Frame says, can you assign one key to multiple doors or vice versa? I was just thinking about that actually, because yeah, probably I was thinking about it, and I was thinking it would probably break things. Megalord's gonna head off. Okay, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so we should have now just opening that door. Okay, good. Now this one here should trigger a cutscene in the next room, which it does. And if I go over there, the door should be open, which it is. The key is gone, so that's all good. But now, when I die, it's gonna break, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's broken, and so for some reason it's not teleporting me back to the checkpoint properly. Okay, but if I make myself invincible, then I can actually escape the cycle. Victor says 5d3 to d4 to a4. Yeah. Okay, so now if I get this key, it should open that door in there, which it does. And if I go, but now when I go in, the door is closed, and the key is still not there. So that's a problem. Now, if I let myself die in here, oh, it's not going to kill me in here. Interesting. So now it went from like killing me on the spot and not respawning me to now it's just everything's breaking. Science says, how are you using noclip? I wrote my own noclip function. It's the same as in the practice mod, except that it's got a speed boost as well, which means I can travel fast like this. Yeah. Science says, are we just going to spend this stream in level 5? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this has all the things I need to test what I'm working on at the moment. In fact, yeah, just thinking about this situation here. So I get that. Come over here. So the key reappeared. Yeah, we had this before. The key reappeared, but I can't get it. So that means that the key is rendering different from how it's collected. Which actually, you know what? That could mean that I might have accidentally put something in the wrong place. So let me just have a look at this. Science says, once we do level 5, you'll do levels 4 to 1 off screen. Well, the thing is, I'm not really doing level 5. I'm using level 5 to test my key remapping feature, and then once I've got it working, then it's just a matter of writing the correct numbers in the correct order to get it working for every level. Well, there is a little bit extra I'll need to do to get it working for other levels, but level 5 is just my testing ground. Once it's working, it should work for every level. Okay, but what I wanted to look at was when it inits. Hang on. What I want to look for is init keys. Yeah, here it is. And I'm looking for when it displays the key, because I feel like I might have put in a door map somewhere where there wasn't supposed to be a door map. In fact, now that I think about it, the problems that we've been having are probably because of incorrect door maps. Incorrect usage of door map, I mean. So where does it actually... Oh, here's... Okay, so here's somewhere where it sets... So let me just have a look at this. Alpha equals 0. Actually, I won't specify what it's equal to. Am I still in the init keys? Yes, I am. Okay, that's it. Okay, so init keys, key alpha equals 0. Okay, so it iterates through all the keys. Oh, this is an artifact of... This is not Stevie's code. This is a little something I put in when I was testing something earlier. So that's not needed anymore, but I'll leave it in for now because it doesn't make any difference. Okay, so it iterates through all the keys. Then it checks to see if the key is in the current room, and if the key is being collected. That's, yep. And if the key alpha is 1, it sets it to 0. And then it checks to see if the door is in this room, and then if it is, it sets the door to open. So why is that not working? That seems perfectly logical to me. And I can't see any misplaced like door mappings that I've done incorrectly. So let me have another search for alpha. So the other possibility is it goes through all the checkpoints, and if the checkpoint and the key exist, and if the player is hitting the checkpoint and the key is hitting the checkpoint, okay, so that's not relevant to our current situation, I don't think. Then it will set the key alpha to 0. What else? If the door cutscene is on, I don't think that's causing this. The particular problem I'm trying to fix at the moment is when we came back into A4 and that key was showing, even though it wasn't physically there. There was a key that was showing. I'm trying to work out why it was showing, but that's it. So it must be this that is not getting triggered. For some reason that particular piece of code is not getting triggered, which could mean that this is false, but I don't see how this could be false, in which case it kind of has to be this that's false. Or unless the alpha is not equal to 1, maybe it's like a decimal value. Okay, let me... This is, I'm starting to get tired. I'll have to finish soon, but I just want to see if I can get to the bottom of this. So, let me just go back to normal. So, what I did was I switched 1 and 2. So, let's just switch 1 and 2. And see what happens. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get the checkpoint. I don't know if it's relevant, but okay. So what happens is I get this key. That opens that. Then I go over here. Actually, what happens if I die at this point? Is it gonna break? Yeah, it is. I wonder how early that sets in. Like, how fundamental is that? Like, if I die here, does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay. So, what if I die here? That works just fine. Yep. So what if I die down here, but I haven't collected any keys? It's fine. Yeah. Okay. What if I get this checkpoint and then I die? Okay, now it's a problem. Interesting, okay. What if I get this checkpoint and I die over here? Nothing wrong with that. If I get this checkpoint and die over here, no problem. Oh, I can't move in here unless I enable cheats. Interesting. Okay, can I die in this room? See, now this room has keys in it, which is my suspicion as to why the respawn is not working. Yeah. So what's happening is, when I die, it's running the init keys function. And in some of these other rooms, like for example, this one here, there's no keys in this room. So when it runs the init keys function, it doesn't run into any problems. But in some other rooms, like C2 for instance, it does run into issues. And I don't know exactly what that issue is, but I'm pretty sure it's caused in init keys. So what exactly is the problem? Maybe I'll just double check the map keys in here just to check that I haven't made any mistakes. So okay, so this one is 0, that one's 1, that one's 4, that one's 2 with the door map, that one's 3 with a door map, 0, 1, 2 with a map, this must be 3 with a map, yep, and then 4 without, 4, 0, 1, 4, 2 with a map, 3 with a map. Yeah, I think we're out of that now. Oh, actually no, we're not, but so why is this function crashing? When we die, this function is crashing for some reason. But it's only when we die. It's not actually like if we just enter the room, it still runs init keys, but it doesn't have any problem. But when we die, it has a problem. And why would that be? What's the difference between dying and just entering a room? And what's causing it to crash? I mean, the crash could be the same as before, like somehow it's trying to access information about a key that doesn't exist. That seems like the most plausible thing. Or maybe it's trying to access something about a door that doesn't exist. That's possible. Was it happening in B3? Because B3 I seem to remember was working. Let me just see exactly which rooms are causing a problem. So I know this room's not causing a problem. I know this is not. I know none of the grey is. I know this is causing a problem. I know this one's causing a problem. Let's check B3. If I die here. Okay, now that's not causing a problem, which is interesting because it has 2 keys and a door. But something about those keys and that door is not causing a problem. Okay. What about in C3? That is also fine. What about in here? Ah, this one's going wrong. Now, here's my theory. What do these rooms have in common? They have in common that they have keys in them that open doors in the same room. That's my theory. They have keys in them that open doors in the same room. Which, according to that theory, would mean that this room would be fine. So is it? Yep, that room's fine. This room should be fine, but I'm not going to wait 30 seconds to get killed in there. This room should be... oh, but the checkpoint's somewhere else. Actually, I think D2 might break. D2 might break. Yeah, it does. It does. Interesting. We already know this breaks. Yeah, this is going to break as well. Have a look at this. Yeah, okay, so I think my theory is correct, but the question is, how do we fix it? So the problem is, when the key and the door are in the same room, something goes terribly wrong. Frame says, I just fucking started playing World's This Game 3 again, and within a few minutes broke it. Somehow I'm still finding new things. That's brilliant. Yeah, it's I mean, I know I've mentioned this before, but it's crazy how it went from like seeming like an extremely stable game to just having a few problems, and then it's actually a lot of problems under the hood if you look in the right places. It still holds up for casual gameplay, but yeah, there are definitely some problems there. So, okay, so what I'm looking for is the case, which I think is here, where the key is in the current room and the door is in the current room. So what exactly is going wrong here? It's looking for the key, but the key should exist, and the door should exist. The map door should exist. It gets the wall tiles. Which part of this is breaking? I don't know. Could it be something wrong with this? I don't think so. The key should exist. The key should exist. That shouldn't be a problem. Maybe it's not even this part of the code that's causing the problem. So hang on a minute. If I go back here and I fix the order, so it's all in order, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the thing is, I only switched key 1 and 2, and yet it was causing problems in other rooms. So I'm wondering, if I don't switch anything, does it still cause a problem? I suspect the answer is yes, but then that raises the question, what exactly is causing the problem? Okay, so key 1 and 2 should be doing their normal things. Yep, that one's doing that, and that's doing that. Okay, so is there any problem if I die in this room? Ooh, that's not exactly what I had in mind. That's interesting. So it's not perfect, but it's not as bad as it was before. So what happens if I die in this room? Oh, it's still... Okay, so that's pretty conclusive. It's still causing a problem there. I don't know exactly what happened here. Yeah, for some reason it's changing the room I'm in. I suppose it's attempting to respawn... Oh yeah, it's doing the same thing as it was before. It's attempting to respawn me, but it's not changing. It's changing the room, but it's not changing the position of the player. So that actually makes sense. Okay. So, and this is with all the keys. Like, this is with all of the keys mapping onto themselves exactly. So what exactly is it that I've changed that is causing this problem? Because theoretically the door map should have no effect. It should just map the numbers onto themselves. So what have I changed? I did change some stuff. Although not that much really. I mean, I'm assuming the problem is with the nick keys. Maybe it's somewhere else, but... So this is, if the key is in this room and it's being collected, and if its alpha is 1, set it to 0, open the door. If the key is not in this room, but the door is in this room, so if the key is not in this room but the door is in this room and it has been collected, then open the door. Then go through all the checkpoints, and if the player touches the checkpoint, get the key. If the key is in this room but it has not been collected, then set a random frame animation. If the door is in this room and the key's out, yeah, this is what we were looking at before. If the key's alpha is less than 1, but that's not what's happening. Maybe that's the problem. Okay. Well, look, I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I'll have to look more closely into that. But I think I will leave it there for today. Unfortunately, we didn't quite end on a high note, but I think that's okay because we made so much progress earlier on. So obviously there's still some fatal flaws, but I feel like we made good progress. So thanks to everyone who joined the stream. And that'll be it for today. I'll see you next time.